Good morning, everyone. This is Artemis_anime, and today I am reading Izuku Makes Everyone Cry by Magical Space Unicorn. Chapter 5, Day 1. Izuku shakes in the button-up white shirt, most professional hoodie he could find, and black jeans before the door to the meeting room. He knocked twice, waiting for a happily chirped, "Come in!" from Nezu before awkwardly walking in, climbing into the only spare seat. Hi. He didn't look up, but if he had, he would have seen the shocked faces of the pro heroes Present Mike, Cementos, Midnight, and Ectoplasm. This is Izuku Midoriya. He will be joining us next month when the new school year starts. He will be working with Hound Dog, and shall be in your classes. Now for the paperwork! By the time they're done, Izuku is exhausted, having to stretch before he could reliably walk home. He'd managed to make everyone in the room, apart from Nezu and Aizawa, sob uncontrollably and accuse him of being a mind reader. The next day, and every day after that for the next month, he wouldn't see them. He'd be mid-anxiety attack and planning out every possible apology. Izuku stood nervously in his uniform, heading inside to the counselor's office an hour before the school started. He wanted to make sure everything is in order and that he's met all the staff before the actual lessons start. By the time the lessons have begun, he has notes on all the staff's weaknesses and is no longer bothered by the name tag attached to his blazer. He's walking to class, opening a notebook and sighing quietly as he realizes how many more he'll need. "You are disrespecting school property! So what, shitface?" Izuku recognizes that voice, and, for once, he's actually quite happy to hear it. "Ah, back with the superiority complex then, eh, Kakshan? And inferiority. Quite a combo, not to mention your anger issues and how distant you are from your own family." He leans over a desk from the front, a smirk clear on his face. "The fuck you say?" the blonde-haired boy yelled, hands sparking with explosions. "You can't hurt me, Kakshan. I'm staff," he says, sauntering to his seat and beginning to take notes. "This here would be fun." "Liar!" Katsuki slammed his hands on Izuku's desk, only to be met with a clip in his face. "Izuku Midoriya, therapist and counselor. I have an office with Hound Dog and everything," he mutters, clipping it back on his blazer without a second thought. "I think you'd benefit from a session or two, actually. I'll check your schedule later." "I don't need fucking therapy." "I can demand it, Kakshan. I have that right." "It's part of my contract," he mutters, seemingly unbothered as more people trickle into the room and take their seats. "Sit down before I blackmail Aizawa into giving you detention." Bakugo seems to get the message, sitting into his chair with the most infuriated expression he's ever seen. "That isn't very heroic of you, Sensei." Izuku cringes at that, looking at the glasses boy and nodding. "1, we're the same age. You can call me Midoriya. 2, you seem really uptight, so maybe you can come for therapy too? Though, I'll leave that choice to you. 3, I'm not a hero, nor am I in training to be one, so why do I have to be heroic?" "Why are you in the hero course if you're not training to be one?" "Because Aizawa doesn't trust me." Izuku moves the boy to his seat, going to the front of the class. "I'm gonna just get this over with now before Aizawa can complain. I'm just as much staff as I am student. I'm not training to be a hero, nor will I ever be. Learned that lesson. I'm a therapist and work for Hound Dog to provide support for the students starting today. I have enough blackmail on all the teachers to get any of you in trouble, so you shouldn't cross me and say I'm less than because I'm quirkless. Yes, I have been diagnosed quirkless. Aizawa, get in here before I end up with 20 appointments in less than a day." Izuku flops back down into his chair, taking out his notebook, and begins to write in the notes faster than his brain can comprehend. He doesn't miss the annoyed look he gets from Aizawa, though, as the teacher comes in, hopping about in his sleeping bag and complaining about problem children. Izuku's in his shared office, looking over the student files, humming in thought. "I'll have my work cut out for me if this morning's any indication," he mutters, preparing his timetable around the lessons he has to attend and the ones he doesn't, as well as the other people in the classes and times available. He stops at one file and sighs quietly, mentally connecting a few dots. He runs a hand through his hair, walking out of the room to Nezu's office, poking his head in. Could you call Shoto Todoroki for me? I have a feeling he's the most traumatized. Izuku looks Shoto up and down, hand over his mouth as he watches the boy fidget and look around the room. Your father's endeavor, and I am so sorry for that. Shoto's shock isn't that surprising. I'm gonna take a shot in the dark here. He couldn't be All Might, so he wants you to do it. Your brother is dead, so you have a ton of guilt over that. Your siblings, who will have to spend more time with him, and you'll have to now. Your mom is in the psych ward, so you regret not being able to spend more time with her, and now that she's gone, you don't feel comfortable. You don't use your fire during the quirk assessment despite a disadvantage it gives you, so you probably think you're going to spite Endeavor by rising without it, which is really stupid because it's not his fire you're burdened with, it's his constant arrogance and disregard for general safety that he's forced onto you. Did I get that right? Shoto opens his mouth, closes it, opens it a few more times before landing on a nod, looking at Izuku with his eyes wide. Great, he sighs, writing in his notebook. That will just be a 15-minute session starting from now. After that, we'll have to go to study hall and to recover and process as well as after school. But I'm telling you now, I'm signing you up for 2 sessions a week at least. I can't imagine what he's done to get you so reserved and cautious. Let's start at the beginning. With something you'll affect you now more than anything else. Why don't you use your fire? Because he gave it to me. I will become the number 1 without using his crappy quirk. Bullshit! Complete and utter bullshit! Not his quirk, it's yours. Can he use your quirk? No. Can he remove it from your body? No. So it's not his quirk. If he can't force it out of your body, it's not his quirk. I got no quirks, and you got 2, and you're not even using them? How do you expect to be the best if you limit yourself so much? Shoto didn't respond for a minute, letting the words sink in. I hadn't thought of it like that. I just don't want to become him, and using his fire seems like a gateway to that. Again, bullshit! He uses his fire to basically kill every villain he comes across. You could use it for barriers, making steam, helping with rescues, regulating other temperatures. You could even use it for fucking camping. Try another excuse. My mother hates me. She hurt me for it. Does she regret it? Shoto nods. Then she doesn't hate it. Being in such a toxic household, I can imagine doing the same. It's stress and terror. She was so scared of what you could become, she couldn't think. And judging by the scars, she tried to help afterwards. I guess she put ice on it, which you shouldn't do if you get burnt. It can cause shock. And if you're so worried about what she thinks, then go and see her and ask her. Ask for forgiveness. Ask if you can use your fire to help people. Izuku finally sets down his notebook, taking a sip from his water bottle. If he were allowed alcohol, he'd be full of it. I'm suggesting taking a nap now. I can set somewhere else up in the office. I don't have much else to do until our next class, and I don't want to watch Aizawa drink his 5th cup of coffee before lunch. Shoto nods, standing and following Izuku as he sets up some pillows before lying down, mind reeling from everything. He closes his eyes and lets himself drift off. Izuku feels awkward from the stares he's getting as he walks into the class with a very adorably attired Shoto walking behind him, holding onto his blazer sleeve. He waves a bit and helps the tired boy from his seat before settling down himself. He'd love to punch Endeavor right now, and he died from it. He's pretty sure Endeavor would die too. How'd you do that? He looks up at the people staring at him. Do what? Get Shoto to literally cling to you. It looks like he just woke up too. Momo speaks up, a bit in shock. That's because he did just wake up, and I will be not disclosing anything that happened and might have led to this. Patient-doctor confidentially and all that. He waves his hand dismissively. I believe, Aizawa starts as he walks into the room, that he has some kind of mind-reading quirk and just doesn't know that. Either that or he's hacked into every database and found everything he could before our sessions. Our? A boy with bright red hair, Kirishima, asks. Yes, Izuku does provide the staff therapy too. He's even made us cry. Not me though, just Midnight, and Mike, and Ectoplasm, and Vlad King, and Cementos, and 13, and pretty much every other teacher you can think of that works here. Izuku purses his lips slightly, thinking into his chair as the class turns their attention back to him. I wouldn't be surprised if he accidentally made a cult of reformed villains that would kill for him. I'll try my best not to, but I make no promises, he chuckles nervously, scratching the back of his neck. And that was Chapter 5, Day 1, of Izuku Makes Everyone Cry by Magical Space Unicorn. I hope you all had a happy Thanksgiving, and I will see you guys next week. Thank you all for your patience. Please do go check out this author, and please leave a comment down below. Bye!